Yeah, just see who comes on. Oh, we've got Arthur on. Morning, Arthur, and morning, Daryl, and yeah, again, morning to you there, Gary. Yeah, so it's not a bad day here. It's yeah, 23. So oh, the humidity's going up a little bit. I don't know why, but then I've got arrows saying possibly rain. Yeah, that's gonna be right, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get a bit of rain. Well, I'll pop it over to Daryl. Morning, Daryl. VK4 DGM G1 NLQ.
Yeah, G1 NLQ, VK4 DGM returning, and good morning to you and Eddie, and everyone on the net there, evening and afternoon and all that. So, yeah, sound like you got a nice day then, Dave. Yeah, we've just been doing a bit of veggie shopping and that today. Might have a look at eating some veg or something. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Alright, yeah, I was playing a little bit of radio on the wide area and that, and a few, and talking to Fred mobile. I think Fred was mobile there, so on Mount Cotton. Yeah, not allowed. Poor old Pete, baggy trousers. I can't talk to him about the Gold Coast stuff. Repeater. He wants to bag us out. So between the four of us trying to tell him that it's playing up, but never mind. Yeah, it looks like the Matildas have had a good win against Ireland, and yeah, they're at the my local soccer club tomorrow morning doing a bit of training and signing autographs and that, and breakfast. I think they're cooking breakfast too, so we'll have to go say good day to them. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, it's been good value joining their club because their meals are $12 for meals, and on the back of the membership card we've got a fuel card which gives us 15 to 20 cents a litre off each week on the fuel too. So that's been pretty good as well. But yeah, certainly a big club set up there. They got really good fields as well. No heating in the grass or anything, Dave, like yours over your way or anything like that, but yeah, they're forever keeping the water up to them though. Yeah, and we had a northerly wind come up today and we got up to 27.5 degrees, so I think that's a sign of the summer coming in the next 3 weeks. G1 NLQ, VK4 DGM.
Yeah, VK4 DGM G1 NLQ, and good morning to Delta Lima 7 Alpha Hotel Whiskey there as well. Good morning to you. Yeah, I see a little bit. It was making the news here, and because in New Zealand they were just about to start a match, weren't they? And there was a shooting, which. You know, why don't people just not have guns? It would be a lot better. Yeah, and I see that Ireland lost out. So yeah, all good. Yeah, fair enough on going to see them. Yeah, get the old breakfast there with them. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good indeed. And you're upsetting Pete, are you? Oh no, you can't upset Pete, can you? He's so easy to get going, isn't he? Pete is. Oh, unbelievable. And yeah, fair enough on Fred being up Mount Cotton. So yeah, that's good hearing Fred then, obviously. So that's nice. Yeah, that sour cola, Darryl. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, I think. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, that, but yeah, we'll have a look. Anyway, we'll put it over to G0HA. Good morning, Arthur, and I trust you're well. The bands have been horrendous here. I tried HF yesterday, and I made it to Oxford, but that was about it. So yeah, pretty bad. G0HA G1NLQ, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning everybody. Haha. Yes, lovely day. It's quite nice out there this morning. I've had a look, and at all set up well otherwise. I had to get onto the other computer and do some replies to people, because I turned on my phone this morning. It was loaded with hits on Facebook that I had to go and attend to anyway. Had a lovely day yesterday though. My daughter phoned me up, and they turned up and took me out for a belated Father's Day dinner at our local carvery. But it was fabulous, and atop it all, my granddaughter, who's there with a big belly because she's expecting the baby, she and her boyfriend announced their wedding date up in September, which, whoa, that means another good party. Well, I hope so anyway. But the trouble is, I'll have to get there, but being diabetic, I can't drink anymore, which is probably a good thing, because I'll have to be driving home again. Everything's fine. And in the evening, I went out with the radio club. I went up to Manston, the Spitfire Museum up there. What a wonderful place that is. Gosh, the stuff in there. I know I was looking around, and there's so many pieces of artwork on the walls as well. And when I was working at Pfizer's, there was a guy there named Brian Petch, and he was a member of this Aviation Artists Guild. He was a member of that, and they used to have competitions and things, and he actually won a few things, paintings that he did, and I think he would, and I mentioned it to the guide, and he said, oh yes, we knew Brian very well, unfortunately he passed, and I didn't know that because he was only living in Deal away, but I hadn't seen him for a long time. He taught me all my surgical skills as well when I was at Pfizer as well. Excellent guy. And then he the guide pointed out two paintings that Brian had donated. So obviously I went over and had a good look at them. Anyway, that's enough waffle from me. I'll pass it back to you, Dave, G1NLQ, Golf 0 AHA.
Yeah, G0HA, G1LQ. Yeah, okay there, Arthur. Yeah, all good. Yeah, I spoke to Ian a little while ago, and he unfortunately couldn't get to the club meeting. He wasn't feeling very well. He's still on the old oxygen there. So yeah, fair enough on Brian and the pictures there. Yeah, some good stuff out there, and of course now they've added a bit to it as well, haven't they? So yeah, there's I think gonna be like a classroom and everything there. So that's all good. And yeah, fair enough on the old wedding bells there. Yeah. So yeah, and other small events. Yeah, all good, mate. Right, let's pop it over to Delta Lima 7 Alpha Hotel Whiskey. This is G1NLQ, Radio Club of Thanet Net here in the Aussie room that we have. Over to you.
Yeah, 1 Alpha Hotel Whiskey. This is G1NLQ, Radio Club of Thanet Net here in the Aussie room that we have. Over to you. 1 Alpha Hotel Whiskey. This is G1NLQ, Radio Club of Thanet Net here in the Aussie room that we have. Over to you. 1 Alpha Hotel Whiskey. This is G1NLQ, Radio Club of Thanet Net here in the Aussie room that we have. Over to you.
Yeah, Delta Lima 7 Alpha Hotel Whiskey. Arthur, you had no audio, unfortunately. I don't know if you're new to Peanut, but if you go into, say, the Echo room, you might be able to sort out your audio. We could see you there. You were trying, but there was no transmission at all.
No.
So yeah, sorry about that, Arthur. I know you're in Berlin there, but unfortunately we couldn't hear you, mate. So hope to talk to you again soon, but nothing at the present. Right, let's pop it back over to Gary. Morning again, Gary. VK4, GRB, G1 and LQ.
G1 NLQ, VK4, Golf Romeo Bravo. No worries there. No worries there, there, Dave. Yeah, I had no audio as well on him. No, I've just been working on the vehicle there for the last couple of days, and one item rolled off the back of the ute there yesterday, and landed fair and square on me foot. No, it's okay at the moment. Yesterday and last night it was a little bit tender, but it's still a little bit tender there today. But all the bruising's come out on it, and so they'll fix. That it's not as bad as what it was. As I said, I'm still walking around the place and all the other bits, so it didn't lay me up or anything. Just a few curse words come out. I didn't really want that item to fall off the vehicle, and so that's how come. As I said, it's a little bit swollen, not broken, because I can still move it around and all that. It's not as fat as it was, but as I said, all the bruising's come out now, so that's good. I knew that that would happen when I done it. But I've been working on the vehicle for the last couple of days. I'm replacing uni joints. When the other tail shaft departed, when I grabbed a second-hand one at the time, I was going to change the VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo returning. I was going to change all the uni joints over there and then, but I was 2 weeks off the road and I needed to get into town, so I just whacked the old one on, the second-hand one on, and done what I had to do. And over the last 6 months of using it, it started to give me the same signs as my original, and so I thought, before it does what the original done, I'll replace all those uni joints. And I tell you one thing, I can usually replace a couple of uni joints within, 2 uni joints within a day. No problems at all. This tail shaft has been a real pain in the rear end. I'm down to 1 uni joint per day. I've never come across such a tight-fitting lot of joints. I know they're supposed to be snug, but and they are the right ones. But yeah, it takes me a full day just to get one. I've got about 1/8 of an inch to go on this one, and I'll have the second one done. It's only that I gave up with it at the time. I thought, right, I've had enough. This one is a real hard one. I've got another one to do as yet, and I'm debating if the other 2 are like what they are, and this one here has been fighting me all the way through, in and out, or out and in. I really dread to do the last one, but hopefully I'll have that all done before the weekend's out. If I get it, trying to get jobs done plus do that as well. Because I've got normal jobs I do around the property as well. But anyway, so that's why that picture is that colour. Hi. G1NLQ, VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. Back to you.
Yeah, VK4GRB, G1LQ, yeah, okay then, mate. Oh, well, that explains, why what fell on it, yeah. Oh, dear, yeah, I bet you smiled a bit with that, yeah. I reckon they heard you in Brisbane. Oh, dear, it's, a bit painful. Yeah, isn't it funny how, certain things, you could do, no worries at all, morning and a couple of cups of coffee, and you'll do that. And I remember doing that with a Land Rover. We had, because you had the old fairy transfer box, didn't you, and bits of pieces, and something that was sort of like, I should be able to do that with my eyes shut. And then, no, it didn't want to work. I fully understand. Yeah, I bet you did yell. Oh dear, no worries at all. We've got Arthur back there from Berlin. Let's just see if he's got any audio this time. DL7 Alpha Hotel Whiskey G1NLQ.
Oh yes, okay. 1 second, please. I have changed the sound. Is the sound so okay?
Yes, it's a little bit high, Arthur, but otherwise no problems. Yeah, carry on.
Yes, okay. Yes, okay. Yes, okay. Name is Arthur. You can see it on the field. And I'm located in the south side of Berlin, and operating here with a PC. I hear you very well with Peanuts. This is a very nice equipment what we have here on Ham Radio Operator Design. It's very nice to do that. Yes, okay, have a look to qsz.com. You can see a big picture and also what I do. I'm a specialist of antennas, and I'm building also the smallest antennas of the world. Very interesting. And so I'm looking on the Peanuts which station will be there, and if I hear anyone, yes, okay, I try to get it. Yes, a very nice greeting also to Gary. Gary, you also have a very nice signal here. Very, very nice to hear what you said. And I give it back to you, Dave. Go ahead.
Yes, okay, Arthur. Delta Lima 7 Alpha Hotel Whiskey G1LQ. Yeah, okay, Arthur. Yeah, no worries at all. And yeah, very interesting about your work with antennas and building small antennas. Everybody wants small antennas to do big jobs nowadays, don't they? Let's face it, space is of a premium everywhere, so very interesting. Yes, well, I'll have a look on QRZ at your page. Very interesting. So all good. All good. And yeah, Peanuts, very, very nice, isn't it? Especially when, like at the moment, HF is very, very poor. Very poor on everything at the moment. HF, VHF. We've been hit by one of these M-class flares lately, haven't we? So conditions are not brilliant. Right, let's pop it back over to Daryl, VK4 DGM G1NLQ.
Yeah, G1NLQ VK4 DGM returning. Yeah, I meant to say that sour cola. If I don't like that, I'll give it to the nursey next door because she works at the Martyrs Children's Hospital. And she can take it in and give it a test run with all the kids. See how they go with it. So, all good. Alright, yeah, I was going to go to the Gatton show. Fair was on today. It's on tomorrow too, but I won't be able to get there tomorrow. We're doing the soccer in the morning, we're doing the Magpie rugby league in the afternoon. So we'll have to give it a miss. But yeah, they got their the national dog trials on there. My other neighbour where I used to live in Browns Plains has got his 4 dogs in there. So last time he went to Gatton, I think he won about 3 medals. So his dogs didn't do too bad. So see how they go anyway. But yeah, that's an expensive hobby too, sheepdog trials, that's for sure. But, never mind. Yeah, it's starting to cool down a little bit now. It's down to 76 degrees Fahrenheit, my gauge is reading at the moment. So, cooling down for the night, but I think it'll be another nice day tomorrow anyway. So see where we go. And yeah, 10 metres has been open to Europe and UK there too. Been going pretty good. So I think around 1 o'clock our time, she was rocking and rolling pretty good there. Some strong stations coming through. So all good. All right, G1NLQ, VK4 DGM and good morning to the other stations that have joined us.
Yeah, VK4 DGM G1LQ. Yeah, okay, mate. Well, the one of our guys lives down in Dover. He said that 10 metres was open yesterday morning. And I went up there, I couldn't hear a thing, absolutely nothing. And he was hearing stations, but I wasn't hearing them. So I know I've got to sort out my antennas a little bit. But yeah, so that was quite strange. But then he did come back to me and he says, no, I see what you mean now. It's all gone quiet and we're pretty dead. So yeah, bit of a shame. especially as I'd put a new rig in there, and I wanted to give it a bit of a trial. But it didn't work. It didn't work. Well, it did work. The rig worked, but conditions were poor. Let's pop me over to you, Arthur. G0HA. I got two Arthurs on here, it's unusual. G0HA, G1NLQ. Over to you, Arthur.
Yes, it is indeed. Golf Zero AHA. This is the other Arthur. Welcome to the other Arthur in Berlin. Very nice to have you join us. Yes. Well, Dave here is well aware that I do a lot of commenting on Facebook about things that I observe and things. Some of them are silly little stories and things like. And I do get quite a good response, but I only direct all these to friends. I don't put it on the open thing, because you put anything on the open net, you get all sorts of stupid idiots come charging in with some hello. I'm just going to check. Am I being heard? Because I've got a funny screen come up here. Can I check G1LQ? Am I okay with you?
Yes, mate. Yeah, you're fine. Absolutely fine.
Okay, thanks for a lot. Yeah, I just something looked funny on the screen, and I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, well, Dave knows I write my comments about things that I observe and that, and I've been getting quite a lot of talk back, but only from friends, as I was explaining, because I've been talking about things like Putin, global warming, and the media and things like that, and all the bad things. And when you look at Putin and things like that, you think about. I keep saying to myself, I know we form our opinion because we think how it's going to affect us, but I keep saying, well, look, try and look at it from his point of view. See, what is he trying to do? Does he think he's going to save the Russian nation and all that, or other things? Yeah. Well, and I just invite people to come in with a measured thought about thinking about both sides and things like that. I'm not political. I am definitely not political, because I'm not religious either. And of course, this thing about global warming, I've had a lot of people get me about. I mentioned about this global warming, how everybody's rolling over saying, "Good Lord," and I'm saying, yes, it's here already. We were sitting there comfortably thinking it's going to be years in the future, and suddenly, bang, it's rolling in earlier. And what's going to happen there? Loads of other things. Anyway, I could go on about it, but I've only got 1 minute left on this session, so I'm going to pass it back to you, Dave, because that's all I could talk about at the moment. So I don't know what else I'm going to do today yet. Probably DMR. Have a look at that. Okay, guys, I shall be listening from now on, Dave. G1LQ, Golf Zero AHA.
Yeah, G0HA, G1LQ. Yeah, well, there's not many of us on today. I thought Brian and Lisa might have been on, and I think Fred's obviously on his jaunts at the moment, so we might get Jens on from Rosberg. He might pop in, but there again, he might be doing something else. So yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we won't make it too long today. I've got some things to do, and then I've got babysitting duties this afternoon, which it was very, very strange. It's strange how things go, isn't it? I was sitting there checking something out on my phone, and suddenly my little grandson came to the back of my mind. I don't know why, and then it must have been milliseconds that his mum rang me and asked me whether, and she always goes, "Oh, can I ask you something? You can say no." She always says this, she wanted me to look after him this afternoon. which is going to change a little bit because I was going to be looking after him Monday. So yeah, it was you know, it was quite good because I was going to have him all day Monday. So all I've got now is this afternoon, and I dare say his dad will come home, and then we'll be all right anyway. So and come home from work. So yeah, all good. Yeah, so it won't be a long net today, but good afternoon to you, Owen. We'll pop it over to you. Oh, and we've got FIBK. Look at that, they're all coming out of the woodwork now. So with that, I'll pop it over to Owen, and then to Ian, and then I'll chuck it over to Arthur in a moment. So VK4 FODM. Good evening to you, Owen, and that's two of you from Monday up there, isn't it? Over to you, Owen, G1LQ.
Yeah, G1LQ, no worries there, Dave. Yeah, no, it's all good here. I was just talking to a mate of mine here in the lounge, and then I thought, oh, Peanut's on. I better go and turn it on. So, yep, everyone's here. Yeah, it's good to see Ian on there. It's about time we got back on the radio. And I'll leave it for a short over for now until I finish what I have to do, and then I'll drop back in. Back to you, Dave, G1NLQ, VK4 FODM.
Yeah, VK4 FODM, G1LQ. Okay then, mate, yeah. Have you got your car back yet? Have you got your car back?
Negative there, Dave. Negative. Not as yet. I'm getting withdrawal symptoms, I'll have to be honest. They're over.
Oh dear, yeah. Oh, sorry to hear about that. Yeah. Thought you would have got it back by now. Oh dear. Never mind. Yeah. You'll have to get the bike out. Yeah. So yeah. Okay then, mate. Yeah. Not good when it's like that, is it? Right, Ian. G'day, Ian. How's you? I trust you are you're well as well. VK4 FIBK G1NLQ.
And G1NLQ in the group of VK4 FIBK. Good morning, Dave and Nettie. Hope yous are well over there in England. Hasn't been cool here lately, mate. It's been pretty good. Only tops of about, I think 26, 27. Lows, I think, have been around about 12, 14 now. So I've got a jumper on at the moment because I was out in the shed on the 40-metre net for around Brisbane, for around Queensland and New South Wales and Victoria. Yeah, haven't been on for a while, mate. Sorry about that. A couple of times I've forgotten. Sometimes I go to Pauline's place. Sometimes she comes here. But, yeah, I'm a bit late getting on. I had trouble with this laptop. So I think there's some updates I'm going to have to do. Yeah, I think. Anyway, the internet over there is holding up pretty good. Good evening to all. G'day there, Owen. And, yeah, I'll have to get on to that Ralph, Owen, down there at the Gold Coast, and I'm getting some HP support assistance up. I don't know what that, I've never had all that before, but I wish it'd go away. Anyway, since I haven't started this laptop for a while, I'm having troubles, I think, so it looks like I might have to do all my scans and everything and do my updates and see if I can fix things up. But anyway, I won't hold it too much on the first round. G1NLQ, this is VK4FIBK.
Yeah, VK4FIBK, G1LQ, yeah, okay there, mate, yeah. Yeah, blooming HP support. The computer I've got upstairs is HP, and yeah, every now and again there's some updates it decides it wants to do on blooming USB supports and this support and display support, and yes, pain in the butt when it happens. But yeah, it's best to do them when they do come up. And yeah, fair enough on that. Just as a quickie there, Ian, have you seen the other Ian, SDR? Is he about?
Actually, mate, I was talking to him on the phone this afternoon. He's probably listening now. Yes, we've had our little chat about it, and I won't say too much, as it's his business. He's probably laughing away there anyway. Yeah, mate, I'll have to give you a ring and explain things to you. Also, too, if you don't mind, any news on Fred? Over.
Yeah, G1NLQ. Yeah, okay, yeah. No, I miss chatting to the other Ian. He's a good lad. He's a good lad. I think Daryl spoke to him the other day on the phone. He did speak to him, and I think he said that he spoke to him on the radio today. Daryl, can you update Ian on Fred?
Yeah, VK4DGM, and g'day there, Ian. I saw him on the phone on Monday. He's in good spirits. I think he's on about his third treatment now, and going all right with it. So, he's coming back from the treatment today, mobile on the radio. He was sounding pretty good, so it does tire him out a bit, but he's having trouble getting on Peanut and that in the mornings and the evenings there with where he's staying at his daughter's house there, the grandkids and that's pretty noisy there, so he's keeping a low profile on it with that. But once they get down to his last treatment, and then he'll be heading out to his son's place there where he's built the granny flat for him, so he'll be a bit more active then and get back on HF as well. Set up his antennas and that too, so we'll see how we go. All right. What I was going to say too. And GCR Ralph, we caught up with Ralph the other day actually too. He's going all right as well. He's getting ready for a trip to go to the US to see his son. So see how he goes with that. G1NLQ with the group, VK4DGM.
Yeah, VK4DGM, G1LQ. Yeah, thanks for the update on Fred anyway. I'll just put it back to Ian and see if he's got any comments there. Back to you, Ian.
G1NLQ in the group, VK1NLQ in the group, VK. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, he's got treatment. Okay, then. I don't know too much. None of me business. But anyway, long as he's doing okay and he's at his son's there and his wife and him will be, Anyway, all right, we won't go into it. Well, we've had some news up here in Bundaberg. Some idiot stole a car down at Gympie Way or somewhere and bashed into back of another car, pushed that car into an oncoming car and killed, and this bugger has killed 3 bloody people, and yet he, the bloke that did the damage, that stole the car, he's still living, but he's in hospital now. They should throw the damn book at him. But yeah, life can be a bugger. But anyway, we're all thinking of Fred, and I'll tell you what, he won't be eating his fish and chips for a while because that'll be a bit fattening for him. But anyway, I was thinking about him here the other day, and I thought, well, I can't wait to get on Friday night to see how he's going. Anyway, thanks for the info, Daryl. And back to you, Dave. G1NLQ in the group, VK4FIBK.
I'm so sorry, here's DL7EHW again. The last, I must make another things here in my house here now. Best greetings to Dave, to Arthur, Gary and Ian also. And very greetings also your woman, Dave. And I say for the next time, 73 to you. and I must finish the very nice round. 73.
Yeah, okay, Delta Lima 7 Alpha Hotel Whiskey G1LQ. Yeah, okay there, Arthur. Yeah, no problems. Yeah, I was going to bring it on to you in a straight away anyway. Apologies jumping a few stations there. But yeah, we normally try and bring them in as they come on, and so they at least get a bit of a chat there. But good to hear you there, Arthur, and don't be a stranger. Come in, and yes, Jeanette is in the background. That is G7MEZ. She's just listening there at the moment. So yeah, all good, all good. So nice to catch up with you. 73s, and we'll talk to you again soon. With that, we'll pop it over to Brian, M0DCO, G1NLQ. Good morning to you, Brian, and to Lisa.
G1NLQ from M0DCO. Morning, Dave, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to anyone else who's there. Just switched on. Just got back from Kent and Canterbury, hence why I'm late on parade. Had to have my elbow x-rayed. It's an ongoing problem that's been going on for a while, getting steadily worse. So saw the GP yesterday. She wasn't sure what it was. Hence the x-ray. Very quick service, I must admit, from all what you hear in the news. My appointment wasn't until 9:40. I was up there by 5 past, and I was out by 15:15. So yeah, and it was exceptionally quiet, and that's with taxi backwards and forwards as well. So yeah, really quick. I didn't expect to be back anywhere near as quick as I was. Lisa's out shopping at the moment. I think she went out soon after I left. So I'm in control for my sins. And back to you there, Dave. G1NLQ from M0DCO.
Yeah, M0GCO, G1LQ. Okay, yeah, that was good, quick service, wasn't it?
Wow, wasn't it?
So yeah, not too bad at all. And yeah, I've been playing a little bit of radio. I went and purchased the 7300 there, Brian, to match up with the 9700. So it looks a bit of a strange one at the moment. I sat one on top of the other one with some felt pads and done it like that. So, but I'm going to have to change it a little bit. But no, all good, and fair enough on the elbow. Yeah, perhaps it's guitar problem. You know, that could be the problem. You might have to give up playing the guitar. No, I'm only joking, mate. But no, all good. Glad you've got it somewhere on the way of being sorted. And yeah. I don't know how long we're going to go for. Give her another bit of a round here. So, you know, it's 10 to 10, isn't it? Yep, something like that. I've got to nip out in a little while, and I'm on babysitting duties this evening. No, this afternoon, should I say, from 1 o'clock. VK4GLB, let's put it back round to you there, Gary. And yeah, hope the rest of the universal joints go in all nice. The worst thing is, you know, because you've got to grease these things up as well, so I dare say they're a bit greasy and slippery and horrible. VK4 GRB G1LQ.
G1NLQ VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo Gary in Fairyland. Yeah, okay. No, Jens won't be on tonight. Or today. I was talking to him there this morning, last night. Gets confusing when you talk like that, doesn't it? I was talking to him there this morning, last night, and he's got had jobs to do today. So he said he wouldn't be eating on the net tonight. And good afternoon, good morning there, Brian, and Arthur. Yeah, or it's one of those things. As I said, I'll get this one here done and dusted, and I'll debate if I'll put the last one in. I have got a spare one here. If I've changed the two which were showing obvious signs of wear, and this one, the other one which I'm. So I've done the two which are the worst off. There's no play which I could feel or see in the last one, so I'm debating on that one with the amount of trouble that these two have been given me. Fair enough. They've been flogged around for the last 12 odd years. With the old ones. The original ones, of course, are pre-packed from factory. So they've lasted, and the new ones are greasable. So I pop them in, and then I grease them once they're in there. I don't I give a little bit of a pre-pack on the bearings, but the main lot is once they're in and secured in their spot, I then give them a couple of pumps of grease in there until they show signs of being full. Other than that, not much else happening here at the present time. G1 NLQ, VK4 Golf.
You run out, Gary.
Yeah, I just noticed that too there. I just noticed that too there, Dave. I was just handing it back to you. G1 NLQ, VK4 GRB.
Yeah, VK4 GRB, G1LQ. Yeah, you're probably like me. You're natter in a way, and you never look at the time. Oh dear, it's a bugger, isn't it, when it happens? Yeah. Well, I sympathise with you trying to do that job, especially now as you've got a stubbed toe or it's a so-and-so, isn't it? And it's amazing. You go to a garage and they've got the ramps and or they've got a pit and you can do these things quite easy. When you're lying underneath a motor and it's not the best thing to do, is it? And and all the creepy crawlies and bits and pieces that you have to keep an eye out for. Oh dear, I don't know. Never mind. Anyway, you're getting there, aren't you? So that's all good. Let's pop it over to Daryl, and then we'll go to Arthur. VK4 DGM G1LQ.
G1 NLQ VK4 DGM returning. All good. All right. And g'day to the other stations that joined us as well. All right, I'm going to get out of here and I'm setting up. I'll give the doing a Christmas pudding on Sunday, and I'm just breaking out the brandy and the mixed fruit and that, and the cherries and that, and we'll soak them for a day and a half there, and we'll put it on Sunday morning. There, the Christmas pudding. So we'll get into that, and I'll say good evening all and morning and 73 to everyone, and good to hear everyone coming up. There, G1NLQ, VK4DGM. Hooroo for now.
Yeah, VK4DGM, G1LQ. Yeah, I'm just going to go and find my passport, and I'll be on the way over, mate. I'm partial to a bit of Christmas pud. Yeah, I do like that. I don't like it too sugary, so don't put too much sugar in, mate. All sounds good there. Yeah, you say 73 to you, and yeah, we're just going through, and then we'll knock you on the head for another week. Yeah, fun. Gary, you said you were speaking to Jens last night. We had the thing on, didn't we, for about probably until about 10:30, I think it was.
Yeah.
And because I had the telly on, and yeah, the only one I see that was on there was Larry.
Yeah.
And a VK3, and nobody else came up. So I thought, yeah, you lot must have came on as I switched off. So yeah, bit of a shame. Never mind. Right, let's pop around to Arthur, G0HA, G1NLQ. I think you said you were just listening, but I will just bring you back in.
Okay, yeah, I was just listening, but seeing as Brian joined us, I thought I'd make sure take the advantage to say to him we'd have to have a meter sked on 2 meters sometime, because we can receive each other quite well, and we can talk guitars as opposed to radio. Mind you, we don't talk about radio much these days, because there's very little radio going in to this effort, is there? It's just computer stuff. But it was a nice evening over at Manston. Quite a few people turned up that I didn't expect, and the Roo was there, G300, Ian, and of course he's well involved with the Manston Museum as well, and it was nice to see him and have a chat, and I really enjoyed the evening, but I did get home early because I wanted to see the Open Golf on the television. It started at 8 o'clock, so I was quite happy that they started at 6 at Manston, so I could be there for an hour and a bit, so then get back home, have something to eat, then lay up on my bed and watch the golf. So, Brian, you have to give me a shout sometime. I'm normally monitoring Dave's channel, 1455550, and we can talk guitars sometime, mate. If you get the time, that is. All the best to all stations. Golf 0AHA, passing it back to G1NLQ.
Yeah, G0HA, G1LQ. Yeah, okay, mate. I'll just ask Brian if he wants to reply on that to you, Brian, M0DCO.
G1NLQ, M0DCO returning. Yeah, okay there, Arthur, we'll do that. We'll have a good old natter about guitars. I was going to have a natter with you yesterday, but as you probably were aware, some kind person decided to key up over KS yesterday, just after you came in, and there's a very strong signal here, so there's no chance of me hearing that. Unfortunate, thought we'd got rid of that, but there you go. Anyway, with that, pass it back to you there, Dave. G1NLQ from M0DCO.
Yeah, M0DCO, G1NLQ. Yeah, something chirping in the background there, or is it your phone?
No, it's the bird clock. And speaking of birds, Lisa's just come back in. I'll be in trouble for that. But that's nothing new. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, with that, are you okay to give us a quick chat there, Lisa?
G1NLQ 2E1DU. Yeah, good evening to Dave and everyone that's on the net at the moment. Yeah, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and couldn't get back to sleep, so I was later going down to Sainsbury's today, but didn't catch the railway gates, and there was a man in there that was able to help me, so I think I managed to get everything I wanted today. G1NLQ 2E1DU.
Yeah, 2E1DU, G1LQ. Yeah, okay, Lisa. Yeah. I know the feeling. I woke up about 4 o'clock this morning, and I tried to get back to sleep. I think that the dog nicked my covers, so I was sort of lying there, and then because their net got up with the dogs, and I just wanted 5 minutes. I think Sally came and started scratching at the door, and that's it, I've got to get up. So yeah, I wasn't sure whether I was going to be taking Littleton to nursery this morning, but I've got to pick him up at 1 o'clock. So yeah, all good. Right, good to hear you, Lisa. Yeah, we're just popping through, and then we'll tie the ribbons on it. VK4FODM G1LQ. Over to you, Owen. And yeah, sorry to hear you haven't got your motor back yet. Looks like Owen's into his dinner or something. So Ian, VK4FIBK, over to you, mate, and good to hear you.
G1NLQ in the group, VK4FIBK. You caught me having a sip of beer here. I'm on my second stubby. Yeah, I forgot to say good evening there to Gary, and good morning there to Brian, and now Lisa. Oh, Jesus, Dave, I was having a chuckle to myself when he said, speaking of birds, Lisa come in. I heard Lisa come in, and I thought, my God, he's living dangerously, calling his wife a bird. My God, in Australia, that's blasphemy, or whatever the word that you say. Yeah, that's a no-no over here. You don't call your wife a bird. My God. Anyway, I was just thinking too. I know where I go to music bingo. There's a bloke that I know. He's a mate of mine, Dave. I've met him now for about 12 months, and he's got a girlfriend called Sheila, and he says, oh, would you all like to meet my Sheila? And I went, oh yeah, righto. He threw a joke in there, but anyway, it's a wonder Brian's going to be still alive for next week on the Friday night. Anyway, yes, now what else is there? Oh yeah, good evening to Arthur. Oh, well, good morning to Arthur, if he's still there. And I had a little visit today from an amateur from down New South Wales, and he's doing all Queensland over. He's got just a thing on top of his cruiser that you fold out, and it's a bed up the top and everything. And he's been checking out all of us blokes on the 40 and the 80-metre net. And he texted me the other day and said, are you going to be home by a certain day? Or I'm leaving Cairns. And then he ended up at Gladstone to see an amateur mate, and then he seen me today. So I said, yeah, I'll be home. So we went and had lunch at the RSL club. And, yeah, it was good to place the face now to a voice. Like you're on these nets and you don't get to see the blokes. faces or anything unless you're on certain sites and everything, and some of them don't even put their faces on, what's that one, QRZ site. I haven't got my face on there. God, who wants to see my ugly looking mush? Anyway, all right there, Dave. Back to you. G1 NLQ, VK4 FIBK.
Yeah, VK4 FIBK, G1LQ. Yeah, oh, it's good to have a visit anyway, isn't it? I always remember as a guy I used to know, he used to live just outside of London, and he was very, he chatted away to various guys over the years. And you always sort of say, oh, if you're ever this way, blah, 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 pop in. And one day there was a knock on the door, and there was this Japanese guy standing there with his cases. And he turned up. The Wazzy with the cases was he had booked into a hotel up the road, but he got a taxi, and he thought, well, he would drop in on Bernie. And it was so funny. Bernie's face apparently was a picture. This Japanese guy standing there with his cases on his doorstep. But it all turned out all right. And I haven't spoken to Bernie for quite a few years now, but how funny. And with my family, we used to know a guy called Max, and his wife was called Sheila, and we all called her Boss Lady. I'm not kidding you. Your biggest crocs up there wouldn't stand a chance with blooming Sheila. Oh God, my body when I was a youngster was as big as her arms. She was terrible. She used to wrestle calves, and when you were sort of like getting the calves in and bits and pieces. Oh dear, she was terrible. You're a lovely girl, but we used to call her Boss Lady. Get where you mean. Yeah, brilliant to hear from you, mate. Brilliant. And when you speak to Ian SDR, give him our best, won't you? Haven't spoken to him for a while, but all good. Right. I think everybody's had a bit of a chuckle and a bit of a go here there. I will just put it back over to Brian because he was tattling Charlie there. Let's pop it over. M0DCO G1LQ.
G1NLQ from M0DCO. Okay there, Dave. Yeah, really good to hear everyone. So Gary, Ian, Arthur, of course. Owen, I'm not sure who else was there, so apologies if I've missed anyone. But great to hear everyone, even though I was late on parade. So good. And thanks as usual there, Dave, for running the net. Always enjoy Friday mornings. Always starts the weekend off well. So with that, pass it back to you, G1NLQ from M0DCO.
Yeah, M0DCO, G1NLQ, yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah, it's all good, isn't it? All done in the best possible taste, as they say. And, we always have a bit of a natter, wide and varied, and see what's going on. Yeah, very little radio. No, it's that's the way it goes, isn't it? Right, Lisa, I know you're just making the coffee, but let's pop you back on to E0DCO. DCO? Oh, what am I doing? 2E1 DEU. I'm reading three things at once here. Over to you, Lisa.
G1NLQ 2E1DU. Well, you're clever if you can do that then, Dave. yeah, no worries. I get people's names and call signs mixed up, so it's not a problem. Yeah, I will be putting the coffee on in a minute. I've just managed to put all the shopping away, and then I'll get that on. And nice to hear a few people today. G1NLQ 2E1DU.
Yeah, okay then. Yeah, good to hear you, and you have a good day. And yeah, I've got to go and up to Garlinge and have a quick chat with somebody as well, and then get back here to pick up grandson and then be with him for the rest of the afternoon. And so until his dad gets in. So yeah, all good. So thanks everybody for coming on. It's good to hear you, Gary, to you, Arthur, to you, Owen, Ian, Brian, Lisa, and then the rest of you all disappeared. So I'll say 73s to you, and catch up with you again soon. And yeah, Gary, I take it everybody's getting on a bit later at the moment. I take it they're getting on about sort of like 10:30 touch, are they, from G1LQ?
G1NLQ, VK4, Golf Romeo Bravo. Yeah, they're getting on around about the 7 o'clock mark, our time. Yeah, at the winter time, that warm spot is very hard to get out of. Hi. So, it's around about the 7 o'clock mark when, people fire up. Yeah, the only one who was on at the time when I popped up was Larry there this morning. But not a problem. Okay, G1NLQ, VK4GRB.
Yeah, VK4GRB, G1LQ, yeah. Well, I stuck the tablet on, and as I say, I did see Larry there, and I see a VK3 there. And then I sort of I settled down and... Larry just kept calling for Aussie stations. I know he's a white stick operator, and I thought the VK3 might have gone back to him, but he obviously was in listening mode or had just left it on. So I left it, and what did we put on? A Father Brown on the television, and I take my glass. I was listening to the program rather than watching it, so that finished, and I just turned everything off. So could have been anybody else there. All right, guys, good to hear you, and we'll do it all again very soon, I would say. 73s from G1NLQ and G7MEZ here. Oodaroo.
7-3s, Dave. Yeah, mate, I forgot to mention the last round. Thanks for doing it tonight. Well, it's daytime over there with you. Okay, mate, 7-3s, and I'll hang around and I'll see if I can get Owen. Okay, 7-3s, Dave.
Yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, he probably gone off to grab his dinner or something. And, yeah, I'll say 73s. Leave it to you, Owen. Well, I'll leave you the Aussie room. It is yours, isn't it? 73s.